Hey everyone, what's going on? What's going on? How is everyone doing on this Sunday night? While I'm doing this podcast on the Sunday, June 17th. Yeah, so I'm doing this on a Sunday, as I try to do on Sundays instead of Saturdays. I was out on Long Island yesterday, last night, family, friends, barbecue and all that, and it was nice to seeing them all. Um, but yeah, so then I took an Uber. I was thinking about driving, but then I'm like, nah, there's going to be a little bit of drinking involved, and so I said, you know what, fuck it, I'm just going to take an Uber. So I took an Uber from here, and then I took an Uber from there to come back. Right? I think I came back around like close to like 1 o'clock, so it wasn't super late. But it was fun, a lot of like good food. Seeing the family, friends, and family and all that, right? My sister wasn't there because she had already plans to go somewhere. I think upstate. She went to with a friend. But in any case, it was fun. Um, and yeah, so here I am. I had a little bit of cooking. I actually cooked salmon, and actually I did a cooking video, so which I'm going to upload um, as I do. Yeah, so I went to Whole Foods today, and then I got I did a little bit of like grocery shopping. I got the salmon, asparagus, and potatoes, and water and all that, right? So I came home, right? Oh yeah, I went to Williamsburg. I drove to Williamsburg, and I went to that vintage store, right? Because I wanted to get, I wanted to buy those like sandals. What do you call them? Flip flops. Um, so I got a couple of those for $50, I think. That vintage store on North Sixth Street in Williamsburg. And then I went to Whole Foods. I did a little bit of grocery shopping, and then I came back, and then that's it. I just took it easy, you know. Yeah, and then I did a little bit of cooking. That was again, I don't want to repeat myself. I guess I am repeating myself. But look out for the video that I'll be doing, cooking video. I cooked salmon. It came out really amazing. I don't want to go on and about my cooking video. So again, look out for that. Um, and I enjoy when I cook. I thoroughly enjoy cooking. That's. I mean, I guess in another universe, I'm a chef. I guess everybody is, right? People who like to cook, I think they are in another universe. They are a chef. Is that true? I mean, the people who actually are not chefs are who are not into culinary business, restaurants and all that. So yeah, I went to Whole Foods and I got, and besides the salmon, I got the you see these nuts? I got a really amazing like trail mix, you know, 365, whatever the hell it's called. Like all kinds of nuts except for the peanuts, obviously, because I'm allergic to peanuts. And then it has raisins in it. I think are these raisins or are these berries? I think these are raisins, right? Amazing. But in any case, um, so here I am. here I am, yeah, we had an amazing time last night, and then a lot of dancing to traditional music, traditional Hansa Bruszewski music, and all that. And yeah, it was nice to see, like family and all that. So um, yeah, so it was kind of far. It was like an hour drive, but it had been a long time since I had seen them, and so I went there, and then we had a good time. Um, and yeah, so I took it easy on like drinking there. Um, and yeah, so I was watching what was I watching? Oh, Joe Rogan Experience. I've been watching that lately. He brings in amazing guests in his video podcast. You guys can look it up. And yeah, so I did some cooking, and here I am again, repeating myself, doing my podcast. How's everyone doing? Yeah, yeah. Um, so yeah, tomorrow is the Monday. It's the work day. So it's the work day. So that's it. Um, Weekend is over, unless uh, unless you're taking day off tomorrow, which I'm not. I got a lot of work to do. You know, all kinds of clients are demanding this and that. I think I have a meeting tomorrow as well in the afternoon. And so yeah, that's what's going to be. This week is going to be very, very busy. It's good to be busy and then not to be busy, right? There you go. What else is going on, huh? A lot of stuff is going on in the whole world. Well, I got a lot of great topics that I want to cover in my cheat sheet, obviously, right? But first and foremost, the FIFA World Cup 2018. Holy shit. Are you guys watching that? Well, I mean, I just watch the highlights, I don't watch the whole game. I'm probably going to watch the whole game for the final, and I actually invited the guys on July 15th. I think this is Sunday. See the fucked up part is that the Eastern time, the soccer final is at 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm not gonna fucking watch 11 o'clock in the morning because there'll be guys, and then we'll be drinking beers or whatever. I'm not gonna drink like at 11 o'clock, man. So I think we're gonna watch the recorded at night at my place. There we go, sir. Yeah, that's gonna be fucking amazing. Like soccer, I love soccer. I used to play soccer, right? I think I said that in one of my previous podcasts. And so yeah, um, that's what we're planning to do, right? And next Saturday, I think I'm gonna. I actually invited them next Saturday, just to just like a dudes night out, because yeah, last night was just like a family, barbecue and all that, and so yeah, June 23rd, we're gonna do just like a dudes night out at my place. I already invited them. I mean, you have to do that, just dudes, talk like a dude talk. Uh, as much as you want to spend quality time with your lover or beloved, your lady or whatever you are into. It's very important to spend time with your male friends as well as your lovers or beloved. Did I repeat myself? I guess I did. God damn. In any case, so I don't want to go too long on my podcast because I want to cover most of the topics that I have in my cheat sheet. So yeah, so I drove to Williamsburg today, And then I was I was trying to find a goddamn gas station, my smart car. Oh yeah, I found one on Larimer by Mauser Street, right? Oh shit, that reminded me of when I used to live on Mauser, right? Goddamn, in Williamsburg. That was a while ago. So I mean, I like my neighborhood. This is great. I like my apartment. I like the living situation better, and so yeah. Um, and I drive most of the time because I can't stand the heat down in the subway, especially in summers. So it's like 15-minute drive to the parking lot in Battery Park City, right? Right. And so yeah, I went to Williamsburg and Williamsburg has turned into some sort of like this extremely gentrified area, which is now having like high rises and all that. I think that's the future. I saw like some high rises, and I'm like, holy shit! All these buildings are well. I mean, Williamsburg, obviously on the waterfront, they had high rises, always. But now they are going to have high rises in the inland area of the Williamsburg. Well, I mean, it already does, so there you go. Not that I care. I don't give a shit. Who gives a shit? And it's not my problem, right? If anything, we need more housing in this city because the city's population is increasing, right? Exactly. And eat an almond. It's good for you. Um, what else is going on, huh? How's everyone doing? Everyone is having a good time. Um, you're out about. You're just taking it easy, just like I am tonight. Are you with the family? Are you with your lover? Are you beloved? Whatever you're doing, have a good time, sir, ma'am, and every other gender associates out there. That's it. That's it. Yeah, so I've been watching Joe Rogan's podcast. He's a great guy, by the way. So he brings in again, without repeating myself, he brings in a lot of great talent onto his podcast, video podcast, Joe Rogan Experience. So check it out on YouTube. In my usual, I watched. I think I finished season 1 of the Star Trek Enterprise from 2001. Do they have a season 2? Damn it! Yeah, I watched the last episode where Archer actually uh, he ends up in some goddamn time dimension into some sort of a desolate like city in the dystopian era. And he's like, "Where the fuck am I?" And then that's where it says to be continued. Without any spoiler alerts. Spoiler alerts without any spoiler. Oh, by the way, god damn it. National Hurricane Center watching Gulf storms as they approach Texas. So apparently, we already have a storm that's actually coming up toward Texas. It's called the first storm. You know how national weather, how they actually name the storms. Starting with every year, starting with like alphabet A, right? So this one is called Subtropical Storm Alberto, a sprawling and somewhat disorganized system that made landfall in Florida Panhandle on. God damn it! What the fuck am I saying? The 2008. Oh, May 28th. Oh, so Alberto already happens. What the hell is happening tomorrow? Let me ask Siri. Hey Siri, is there a hurricane coming up tomorrow?
Sorry, user. I don't have information about hurricanes, but I can search for it on the web.
Oh, so it's showing me Hurricane Drake. Let me see. Hurricane Trick. I'm sorry, it's my digression. Hurricane Bud in East Pacific will bring plenty of moisture to parts of southwestern United States. What the fuck? The East Pacific has two Category 4 hurricanes within less than a week. This is quite unusual, and fortunately, neither will have major impacts. Our Bud now weakening and its peak overnight and will bring tropical storm conditions, including the threat of heavy rain to portions of the Baja Peninsula and inland Mexico. There we go. I told you guys, the climate change is going to impact this goddamn Earth in a serious manner, including the fires in California, and and hurricanes and all that bullshit. I don't know, man. So we already have like hurricanes coming up, and it's only June. What the fuck, dude? We never used to have this. Hurricanes were only after like August. What the fuck? I think it's goddamn global warming. I'm telling you guys. That's what it is. Global warming deniers, and then the rising sea levels in Florida and all that, Man, I just pray to the Lord, and if there's a Lord, that nothing happens, nothing like Sandy happens in New York, because it was like fucking shit show. Like the whole east side, right? Upper East Side, from Upper East Side all the way to goddamn East Village, there was no electricity for 10 days. I was laughing at my sister and her husband at that time. They were living in Midtown East, and I was in Brooklyn, in Bed-Stuy. We never had any problems with electricity, and they were basically lighting candles, and I was laughing at them. But you don't want to have that because it disrupts the business, it disrupts everything, and again, are we ready for a hurricane like Sandy? I don't think so. And that's the other problem. These fucking liberals, they have their own issues with like stupid shit like, I don't know what the fuck it is, right? Not that I'm a Trump supporter. I'm just neutral. I'm just, I'm on the side of the truth. That's what I say. What else is going on? Well, I mean, there's a lot of shit going on in life, man. Oh yeah, so FIFA World Cup, right? I was watching highlights. Brazil vs Switzerland. Oh man, that game was brutal. God damn it. I think it was 1-1. And then, what was the other game today? It was Brazil vs Switzerland. What was the other goddamn game? Because usually they have like 3 games. I was just watching the highlights on YouTube. Let me look it up. Hold on a second, because I was watching the other highlights as well. Oh, Mexico versus Germany. So Mexico versus kill Germans. God damn it, 1-0. 1-0. There you go. Holy shit, man. So in any case, so I was watching the highlights, and it's interesting because I'm into sports, Oh shit! I was going to play squash tonight, but then I guess a lot of shit was happening. I had to do this. I had to go to Williamsburg and this and that, and then I came home, and it was already too late because I think the squash place, New York Sports Club closes early on Sundays. I think 8 o'clock or something like that. But I think I'm gonna play that this week. You go to clublocker.com and then you book a squash court. That's what it is. That's it, sir. Man, every other gender associate. But I do my push-ups every morning, every evening. So you gotta keep your body up to date with whatever the hell it is, right? With exercise, because exercises actually help you overcome anything, any disease, whatever the hell it is, right? It keeps the doctors away. Is that what it is? Exercise keeps the doctors away, or one apple a day keeps the doctors away? I don't know. I guess natural foods, just like the nuts that I was eating, those can actually keep the doctors away. I hope so. Right? Yeah. All right, it's already 20 minutes into my podcast, and so I don't want to go on and on about stuff without talking about the real stuff that I want to talk about. What's the real stuff, sir? Well, I mean, topics in my cheat sheet. The topics that I relate to in life, in my life, and I presume you all relate to them in some way, somehow, and somewhere, and someplace on Earth or in this galaxy that we live in. It's called Milky Way, right? Oh yeah, so Joe Rogan was talking to this astrophysicist. I forgot his name. Who is a brilliant astrophysicist apparently, and they were talking about Fermi Paradox and why the aliens haven't contacted us, or what is the big deal that we are alone in this goddamn universe that's filled with gazillion stars, and there could be a civilization that has actually advanced much more in their technology and everything else than us. Well, I mean, if you look up Fermi Paradox, it gives you a lot of reasons why we are alone. It gives you a lot of theory, based on why we are alone. Maybe we are the only more advanced civilizations than in the whole universe. But then that actually contradicts the whole concept of us being alone, in a sense that it doesn't make any sense. In a sense that it doesn't make any sense that we are alone, that there are no other life forms anywhere else. Let's say in our galaxy, Milky Way. Yeah, that fucking doesn't make any sense, because if we have evolved from single cell organisms to this day to have an international space station, which is a bullshit. I mean, we should have had the fucking Star Trek. We should have had a base on the moon by now, and we should have had Mars colonized by now and all that bullshit, right? But I guess, we are trying. I guess that's what I can say about these human beings. So yeah, they were talking about that, and some interesting topics. Fermi Paradox, what's going to happen, SETI program, search for extraterrestrial intelligence, that's actually trying to receive some sort of sounds, whatever the hell it is, from outer space, right? And all that. There was a movie made on SETI, by the way, with Judy Foster, which I watched a while ago. What the hell was it? Contact? I think that's the name of the movie. Am I wrong, or am I wrong? Contact? I think that's the movie where they made the case for SETI and why we need it, why we need to spend like $1 million, a gazillion dollars, or the fuck it is, right? Just to receive an alien signal. Just like we sent, Voyager 1, Voyager 2, with our best music and photos of human beings, what they look like. They have a head, and we have a body. We have 2 legs, 2 arms and hands and whatnot, right? But yeah, so I was listening to that, and that's very interesting. And after I did my cooking video, I did my cooking. Oh, by the way, the salmon came out so good, man. I ate the whole goddamn thing. Oh man, that was so good. That's salmon, and then I cooked some rice. It was really good, but look out for the cooking video, because I'm not going to talk about that. I don't have time for that. I've got a lot of great topics I want to talk about. How is everyone doing? Huh? Well, so the weather report is that there is a heat wave in our area. God damn it! Today was kind of hot, so I had to turn on the AC in the car. And after I did my cooking, actually during my cooking, I had to turn on the AC here. I have the PTEC unit um, in my rental apartment, and then right now it's off. I mean, I'm fine for now. But I think what New York does is that it actually just like if you listen to like NPR and all that, like our weather reports, right? They just fucking scare you. Oh, 84 degrees. How is that fucking hot? Have you actually been to a desert where it's like if you go to like fucking Las Vegas, right? It's all fucking dry heat, right? But it's 110 degrees, 120 degrees, It's the rugged, like tropical, not tropical, but non-tropical climate, right? And then you realize, holy shit, this is fucking hot. Like 90 degrees, 92 degrees in New York. Well, I guess with moisture, it gets worse. Yeah, with moisture, it gets worse. Yes, I agree. If it's dry heat, dry heat 92 degrees is like a breeze. It's like a fucking breeze. But if it's with moisture, then it gets worse. So I guess dry heat is better than moisture heat, right? I don't know. I'm not an expert on that. I'm just saying, right? So they have a heat wave warning for this week for New York area. So you better take your shorts out, and if you are off tomorrow, go to the fucking beach. There you go. Well, I'm not. I have work, and I'm not a beach person. I would rather hike in the mountains. That's why I'm going to Colorado. Right? There you go. Yeah, I love to drive up in the mountains, man. It's like beautiful. Like, I feel like home. In any case, without digressing, I'm sorry. I am digressing too much. No, old man, you're fine. So yeah, I was watching that, and then um, and then I was talking to one of the guys who actually I think he had a little. I think he was telling me that he had one of those hookahs after like drinking beers, and he was like puking. I saw him last night, and then I was like, today I was so I called him just to make sure that he's fine, and then he told me that he had that goddamn hookah. I'm like, dude, you don't want to smoke anything, Don't fucking smoke anything while you're drinking. That's it, and also stick to one drink. Stick to fucking one drink. Don't one type of drink. And obviously, you have to be easy on the drinking, but yeah, don't fucking smoke anything, man. Yeah. No, he's fine. He's fine, and so I spoke to him, and so yeah, we had a great time last night. It was great. It was really great, and yeah, so then I came home around like I think 1 o'clock. I came home, and yeah, so that's it. So here I am. I'm just doing my podcast. I'm just taking it easy on Sunday night. How's everyone doing? Yeah, good. That's good. Oh yeah, so I think one of the topics that I have in my cheat sheet is North Korea and what Trump did with Kim Jong Un and all that. But I think that was the big news last week, right? And I was watching Bill Maher's show, The Real Time with Bill Maher on HBO. He does that Friday night. I usually watch that like Saturday. Yeah, I watched that while I was in the cab in the Uber to go to Long Island. 'Cause that was like a fucking 1 hour drive, so I was just watching Bill Maher. And yeah, so Bill Maher he does his show. Obviously, he brings in these guests, famous, what are the holidays, right? Like big talk heads or senators or what the hell it is, right? Because he's famous. So yeah, so I watched that, and they were talking about like Kim Jong Un and how he's a dictator, and Trump now wants to build a relationship with North Korea and all that. I don't know. I don't know. I'm kind of on the fringes on this one. I mean, I had. I mean, I usually don't talk politics on my podcast, but this one is kind of interesting because if this happens, that Kim Jong Un says, "Fuck this," you know what? I made the mistakes. Although you could say that, well, I mean, making mistakes is one thing, but killing people, starving people it's more than a mistake. So I don't know. Maybe is this the beginning of North Korea is like the beginning of China. Wasn't China like that, like in the 60s and all that? I think that's what it is. Maybe that's what it is. So opening up itself up to the outer world, and like I think because I think I said this in my last podcast that Kim Jong Un is a young guy, right? He just wants to have fun, just like he wants to travel and he wants to have fun. And when he realizes that, oh, holy shit, if I want to do that, then I have to make peace with the rest of the world. I think that's what it is. And Trump realizes that too. So I think there were real enemies, going on Twitter and all that. But now I think hopefully this could be the end of the Korean War. So that's my take on that. I'll touch upon that a little bit more in my while I talk about the topics in my cheat sheet. So yeah, I hope this is a good thing for the Korean people because I think if anyone, they are the ones who are suffering. I mean, North Koreans are suffering. I'm talking about the ordinary people and whatever the hell that the regime has done. Hopefully, the regime reverses it and then also denuclearizes and stop threatening surrounding countries with missiles that carry nuclear heads. But in any case, okay, so that's my take on that. I don't want to go on about this topic. One of the other topics that I actually want to talk about before I get into my cheat sheet is the immigration down in the South American border with the United States. I mean, it's so fucked up that you separate like kids. Like these kids are like 2 years old, 3 years old from the parents who have crossed the border illegally. Now they are in the detention camp while their kids are with some, I don't know. So that's the separation of the children because that can put a real trauma to the kids, if like really young kids. I mean, that's fucked up, man. Like our immigration policy. Why is our immigration policy so fucked up? I don't fucking understand. And Jeff Sessions, like he's quoting something from the fucking Bible, that goddamn book that was cooked by fucking Middle Easterns, and then the Europeans modified it. God damn it. This is when I feel like we need to bring the goddamn Christ back so that he can fix this bullshit that's based off of some fucking book that is so irrational and impractical that it's just laughable. It's just like fucking laughable. Any of these books, any of this fucking. If you're telling me that your immigration policy is based on these fucking books that were cooked by the Middle Easterns, fuck that, dude. Fuck that. I'm sorry, I just ranted on that one. But I mean, separating these kids. I mean, listen. I applaud Trump when he has a policy where he wants to make peace with the world and not have any fucking like military exercises with South Korea. We don't fucking need that, man. Yeah, I mean, if Kim Jong Un agrees to fucking denuclearization and all that, we can offer him, the economic incentives and all that. I mean, I think Trump is doing a good job. I hope he does. Although again, I'm on the fringes on that one. But this bullshit at the border with South Korea, I'm sorry, not South Korea. What the fuck am I saying? South America, right? These kids are brought in by their parents, and they are only 1 or 2 years old. So they're separated because the parents go into detention, and then the kid is given into some custody of some, I don't know what the fuck it is, dude. I'm not an expert on that, but I think it's just like, I think it's immoral. I think it's immoral to do that. That you separate like a 1 year old or 2 year old from his or her mom or dad, and that can actually put a trauma to these kids, and that's actually more than immoral, man. What the fuck, dude? What the fuck? Like if Christ were to be reborn, he's gonna say, "Fuck this shit. You know what? I'm going back to Rita Zitikuli. Fuck this shit because I can't change things." And these people actually came up with some fucking cooked up book based on my life when I was put to death. You know what? Fuck this. I'm going back to Rita Zitikuli, my planet, which is 4.4 million light years away, and I found my ship, and that's it. I think that's what he's going to say. Right or wrong? This is so fucked up, man. This country needs, not this needs. This needs, that needs, which needs? I don't know. You tell me. For a second, I sounded like fucking Jerry Seinfeld, right? But without digressing too much, it's already 36 minutes into my podcast. But yeah, that's fucked up, man. Like this country needs, without any jokes, this country needs a huge fucking immigration reform. Huge fucking immigration reform. I hope Trump understands this, just like he understands what the fuck happened with Korea and all that. And he's changing the face of the world in a new order. And I hope he understands this one, that this is really immoral. First of all, people who cross the border illegally, because their countries are fucked up in a sense that there are gangsters, and there's no way for them to actually live a normal life. Right? So they're seeking asylum. So bring them in. And the second thing is, I was actually reading on BBC or one of those CNN Money, one of those, right? They apparently, California, and this is true for the rest of the country, that we don't have enough labor to pick up avocados. It's like all these avocado farmers in California, right? They're suffering because there's no labor. I'm not talking about illegal labor. I'm talking about all these immigrants coming into this country, right? Nobody in this country is going to go pick up the goddamn avocados, right? So that's the other thing. Now, because of the fear of border crossing and all that, there are no workers. There are not enough workers. It probably is the reverse immigration. People probably going into Mexico, then coming to this country. But I guess that's my take on that one, and so that's my rant on that one. And then it sucks for these kids. It actually sucks more than that. I mean, it's moral. It's a moral thing. I mean, it's so immoral, man. All I can do is I can send my prayers to them and all that, well, I guess my prayers are not going to do anything. Something practical has to happen, including Trump. Hopefully he makes some decision to change this goddamn immigration policy, right? So I'm already into 39 minutes, so let's just get into my cheat sheet. How is everyone doing? Yeah, Sunday night, the fun night, right? Obviously, always. Don't be afraid of the heat wave. I think it's fine. You're fine. Okay. Just bullshit, you know. All right. So my first topic in my cheat sheet is German car imports and Trump tariffs, right? Or what the fuck? So apparently, I was reading on CNN Money that German cars, which come into our country, which is the United States of America, United States of America, Trump is against those, and he wants to put tariffs on those. And now Angela Merkel, she's like, you know, she's going crazy, and the minister, where the fuck it is, right? And so Trump wants tariffs on those. He wants more like domestic cars and all that. I don't fucking understand. I'm not an expert on that, but I just came across that. German cars like BMW. I guess smart car that I have, that's made by Daimler Chrysler. So there we go. Daimler Benz, where the fuck it is, right? Yeah. So that's my take on that one, and the next one I already covered for most part. North Korea and Trump summit that happened in Singapore. Again, I'm on the fringes on that one, kind of neutral and see what happens. Although a lot of people actually on the liberal side are against that, but I hope something really good comes out of that. And so let's keep our fingers crossed, right? Fingers crossed, yeah. All right, so my next topic is the liberals are the worst. Yeah, of course they are the worst. You know why? Because the problem with liberals, I mean, I consider sometimes myself a liberal, but the problem with liberals is that they don't understand basics, which is that you work and you work hard and you get paid for your hard work, right? No, that's not the liberal logic. You get the government benefit, you get the government whatever, what the fuck it is, right? No, you don't. Fuck that bullshit, okay? No. And that's why I have stopped giving change to all these people who are begging for like change and all that, you know? I mean, they look fine. I mean, why don't you just go fucking work and earn your fucking money? You know, this is the bullshit that the liberals and actually Trump is actually feeding the liberals because all these liberal talk heads at night, you know how they talk about like Trump and all that, and that's the only topic they cover. They don't fucking cover what's happening down in fucking at the border or what's happening in North Korea. Bullshit, man. Fucking bullshit, liberals, right? All right, so my next topic, without ranting, I guess I did rant, right? I guess I did rant. My next topic is AT&T and Time Warner merger deal. Holy shit, dude. How much was that? $65 billion? No, that was something else. That was Comcast buying something, other company, right? Yeah, so Time Warner is bought by AT&T, and now it's called uh, Warner something. Warner something. You guys can look it up. I'm just being lazy on a Sunday night. So yeah, it bought that, and then so it's one of the biggest mergers apparently in the history of Time Warner and AT&T, right? There you go. Sorry, man. And every other gender associates up there. Eh. All right, next one. Okay, so Infinity War, Avengers Infinity Wars, I watched that in United Artists Theater here on Court Street. It made apparently $2 billion. Holy fucking shit, dude. $2 fucking billion. It made $2 fucking billion. I think it actually surpassed The Force Awakens, Star Wars Force Awakens. Um, I mean, within the time frame. I think I mentioned that last time in my podcast. Right? All right, so let's move on to Donna Patrick. So Donna Patrick is this lady. She's short, and I was actually listening to Joe Rogan, and that's how I came across. Because he actually invited her. Apparently, she is very famous. She used to be like a racing car driver in like where the fuck it is, right? But she talks about a lot of things in Joe Rogan's podcast, and they were talking about like dating and all that, and her career and all that. And so yeah, Donna Patrick, look her up. Especially you ladies who listen to my podcast, you may be interested in listening to her as well as guys, because I think she even has like her own like wine country up in wine country in what the fuck am I saying? She has her own wine making company up in the wine country in California. That's what I want, huh? Right? There we go. All right, so FIFA World Cup, I talked about that. I was talking about how brutal the game was between Brazil and Switzerland. Holy shit, dude! And then the other brutal game was obviously Mexico versus Germany. Mexico actually won the goddamn game, right? And oh, how did I came up with this topic? Okay, this is a very interesting topic. Natural ways to life. Natural way to life without terragenics and gods. Natural way of life on this planet without terragenics. What the hell is terragenics? How the hell did I come up with this topic? Let me see. Terragenics. What the hell is terragenics? Oh, terragenesis. Terragenesis. Okay, so terragenesis. Okay. Terragenesis space colony. God damn it. Terragenesis is a building game a little bit like SimCity. What the fuck? No, that's not what I was. Terragenics. I think this is a metaphor. Terragenics. 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 Okay, here we go. Without terragenesis. Terragenics Corporation. Working at Terra. Why do I have Terra with a TH? Terra. Genetics. No, Terragenesis. Okay, Terragenesis. Here we go. Terragenesis is a space colony. Oh shit, it's taking me to the App Store. Why? Engage in space exploration, terraform new worlds in this fun and exciting. What the fuck? But I don't know, why do I have this topic? I guess the point I'm trying to make is that how to live a natural life without believing anything, right? Without believing anything. I think that's what I'm trying to say. Natural way of life is to live a very natural way of life without believing anything. Don't believe in like conspiracy theories and all that bullshit. Don't believe in gods or like superpowers and all that. And then live a natural way of life. I don't know. That's something that's very personal to me, so I don't want to discuss that here. Because if I really believe in something, then it's very personal for me, right? There we go. Boring Company and Chicago Tunnel. Okay, so this is real, by the way. This is real. If there's no God, there are no gods, or there's no, higher forms of life other than human beings. This is real, which is Boring Company. So Elon Musk, Boring Company, is going to bring these tunnels to connect to O'Hare Airport in Chicago. To bring in passengers or people who want to actually go to the airport, because it's a fucking nightmare apparently to go to the airport. Whether you take a cab or even you take the public service, public transportation, apparently it's a nightmare. So there you go. So Boring Company is going to build these tunnels. Obviously, the Hyperloop tunnels, which are going to go like 250 miles per hour, one of those fucking speeds, right? There we go. So you can look it up for yourself, Boring Company and Chicago Tunnel. Elon Musk, although I think I mentioned that in my last podcast, Elon Musk is in deep shit with Tesla. I think he had to fire or let go of like 9% of his employees, and one of those, right? So yeah, Tesla is always like fucking news. And I don't want to go on about this. And how's everyone doing, by the way? Yeah, good. What? Everyone is doing good. I'm just taking it easy, I'm just fucking taking it easy, dude. I mean, why not? It's Sunday, you got work tomorrow. So that's it. I had a good time last night with family, friends, and all that. And I have invited the guys to just for a dude's night out. This Sunday. I mean, this coming Saturday. And so yeah, and this week is very busy for me in my work, and which is good. It's better to be busy than not be busy. So yeah, so that's my life, I mean, you engage in this world, with your lover or beloved, with your woman, with your man, whatever other gender, as well as you engage with this world through your business or through your work. So that's the motto. And with that said, I don't want to go on and on about. It's already 10:36 p.m. on a Saturday night. Right? Sunday night, the Sunday night. And my last topic, with that said, it's already, 52 minutes? God damn, 51 seconds. Alright, so my last topic on this podcast, and I presume you all relate to many of these topics. Enjoy listening to this. Not that I want to boast myself, I guess I just did. So who cares? Okay, I'm sorry. Let's just get to my last topic, which is Kentucky sues Walgreens. Kentucky State sues Walgreens apparently because Walgreens, all these pharma companies, right, and all these pharmaceutical outlets, they are responsible. They're responsible for fucking opioid crisis in this country, especially states like Kentucky and all that. Yeah, because they have been distributing, and I mean, I had to look into the story, but yes, you guys can look it up for yourself. I'm sorry, I'm just being lazy tonight, okay? But Kentucky apparently is suing Walgreens for being part of the opioid crisis in America. And you don't want to fucking take any pills, man. Those fucking pills are fucking addictive. Don't take any fucking pills. That's it. I think that's my last topic. And I shall see you all next Sunday most likely next Sunday, because Saturday like I said, I have invited dudes. So yeah, next I'll see you all next Sunday.